Hello there, people of the internet. So I don't have much daylight left, but I still want to come out here and make this video because I'm out here making this video. But anyway, I get this question kind of often. Most part, it's like common sense to think that more is better. But there's been a couple of times where I've come across people who do not have that philosophy. And I figure I'll go ahead and talk, make a video talking about exactly this. So I get asked from people, they ask me how much ammunition, how many rounds of ammunition should I carry on person for a defensive situation? And in most situations, it's, you draw your handgun, you fire 1 or 2 shots, and the assailants run off. However, that's not always the case. A lot of times, especially nowadays, you get people that are high on drugs, that have, they can take multiple holes being poked inside of them before they are even beginning to slow down, let alone stop. Drugs are a very big factor of people getting attacked nowadays. Or you have people that are, attacking in groups. You have whole squads of criminals coming after people. So you want to make sure that you have enough ammunition to be able to handle multiple assailants. Nowadays, criminals don't necessarily attack, just one person attacking another. Many times you'll find people are attacking in groups. They'll get a whole crew together to fight, to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Mug! That's the word I'm looking for. To be able to mug one particular individual, this way they have the advantage. Now, whenever I talk to people who carry like a J-frame revolver with 5 shots of .38 special, they'll tell me something like, if it can't be handled with 5 rounds, then it just can't be handled. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Or they'll say something like, if I hit you with 5 rounds of .38 special, you're probably going to go down. Well, I've seen several, police footage videos where a police officer has shot a suspect multiple times, oftentimes with multiple magazines from his service handgun, and the suspect still has not gone down, simply because the suspect is, say, high on some kind of drug. Well, 5 shots of .38 special, I don't care how good the .38 special is, unless you get like shot placement on something that is absolutely essential, like a computer part of the human anatomy that just immediately shuts off, then the person's probably not going to go down. Even if you hit the pumping system, they're probably going to keep going for at least, a minute or two, and that minute or two can seem like it's going to last a lifetime. Or if you have, like I said, multiple people coming all at once. You don't want to have a 5-shot revolver with .38 special going up against, 5 assailants who are armed with modern semi-automatics that, hold possibly 17 rounds. Let's go ahead and use that as a round number, because that's a very common full-size double-stack defensive capacity nowadays. So they got 17 rounds of 9mm, and you got your J-frame revolver with 5 shots of .38 special, and it's 5 of them and 1 of you. They obviously have a very clear, very distinct advantage. Now, like I said, most times you open fire, they're probably going to run off, but that is not always the case. If something happens to where they decide to stand and fight, they feel like they have enough of an advantage to be able to take you down, you want to make sure that you have enough ammunition to be able to handle that situation. Bear in mind that fundamentals of shooting go out the window whenever you are in a fight for your life. So the odds of you making precise shot placement is actually pretty minimal in the heat of the moment, especially if they're at a distance. Now, if they're within like 7 yards or less, which is where most of these instances are going to take place at, then fundamentals of handguns are less important. However, I would not chalk my life up to relying on them being within a 7-yard distance. There are multiple instances I've seen where they have been much further away. Or potentially, I have seen this instance as well, where you have your 5-shot J-frame revolver and somebody starts causing trouble and, they need to be taken down. So you put all 5 rounds of .38 special into that guy, and then guess what? They have a buddy that you didn't know about, and now you're out of ammunition, and now your time is up because this guy has, I don't know, a high point 9mm with 9 shots of ammo that he decided to put into your back. And you had no idea that he was there whenever you put all of your ammo into this guy. So whenever it comes to the amount of ammunition that you hold, the long and short story is as much as you can hold on person comfortably, being able to conceal it without raising any sort of alarms. Like I bet if you were to carry like full belts of ammunition along your arms and whatnot, like along your shoulders, Rambo style, somebody might pick up on that and be like, I think that guy is, I think that guy might be doing something. But if you have yourself like a polymer frame, compact 9mm handgun that say holds 12 to 15 rounds of ammunition, you got that 12 to 15 rounds within the handgun, and then you can carry 2, 3, 4 magazines, however many it is you feel like carrying, to serve as additional ammunition for reloading. Now, the reason why I say anywhere from 12 to 15 rounds of capacity, it depends on your size and how much it is that you can carry and your local laws with where it is that you are at. You know, some places are limited to 10-round magazines, so with that being the case, you definitely want more magazines on you. However, was that Kevin? However, if you're a big guy and you can manage to carry a sidearm that has 20, 22, 25 rounds of ammunition in it, and you can conceal that comfortably, then that should be the route that you go. But for most of us, a handgun that carries around 12 to 15 rounds of ammunition will be about the size, we're talking about 9mm ammunition here, will be about the size that you would want for concealability purposes and weight purposes and whatnot. Then you can go ahead and grab more magazines. This way you can reload as time goes on. This right here is not my concealed carry handgun, but I still figure I'll go ahead and show it off because it is a very good representation of what to expect. This right here is a Taurus G2C. These are not expensive. You can go out and get yourself something like this for not a lot of money. And this is a double stacked 9mm, holds 12 rounds of ammunition, I believe. Yes, 12 rounds of ammunition. Though I imagine that you could get like extended mags for this if you felt like it. But with 12 rounds of ammunition in a nice compact size like this is just cheap steel case, tool ammo, full metal jackets for sake of me making a video on my gun range and not running, you know, high-end defensive loads, which are quite expensive. But you can get yourself something like this for not a lot of money, but the big thing is it's lightweight and it's compact and you can carry it very, very easily with 12 rounds of ammunition. Of course, you get yourself 15 rounds of ammo and you're going to have a magazine that extrudes just a little bit further than your 12-round capacity. So as you increase capacity, of course, your grip and magazine is going to increase its size as well. Now, there's a lot of factors that play into that, like how far the double-stacked magazine is, like how far the rounds are stacked side by side versus on top of one another. But a lot of times whenever you come into things like that, you'll have much thinner grips and whatnot. Well, what I mean is the material itself for the grips will be thinner, and I have seen handguns like with thinner grips like that actually crack whenever the magazine is not inserted and something happens and some pressure is put onto the grip. Whenever you have yourself like a thin polymer frame right here, it can crack without the support of the magazine stopping it from doing that. Just one thing to bear in mind, very niche, very unusual situation where that might happen, like perhaps you're reloading and maybe this guy rushes you while you do that and you land on your gun and maybe crack it. But like I said, that's a very uncommon circumstance. But what is not uncommon is me running rounds downrange. I'm going to see if I can hit my steel target. I can't see much out here right now. It is definitely starting to get dark, but I can see the steel probably good enough to hit it. It looks like it's starting to sink down though. I think that was low. Let me try a little higher. There we go. Okay. Ah! Yeah, this is an accurate little handgun. I say as I miss. There we go. Okay, all right. I gotta stand that steel back up and spray paint it because right now I've shot it so much today. It's just gray and it's blending in with that gray background over there. So that was just 5 shots through this 12-round magazine for sake of me giving an example of what would be a good item to have for defensive capabilities. So I always recommend as much as you can carry in a caliber that is powerful enough to be able to handle the situation. Don't go downgrading your power capabilities in your cartridges just for the sake of capacity. For example, I have a buddy that owns a handgun about this size, and it actually holds like 30 rounds of .22 long rifle. I can't remember what it was, but it's an oddball handgun. But that is what he uses for defensive purposes, and 22 long rifle is not the most potent round, and you'd have to really put a lot of shots on target if somebody is high on drugs to take them out with a 22 long rifle. That said, he definitely has a lot in the capacity department, so 30 rounds in a handgun and a flush-fitting magazine and whatever it is that he has. There's actually a pretty cool little thing. I might look into playing with it at one point or another. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I do appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below, bunch of links. Go check that stuff out. That said, it's getting dark, and I'm going to go ahead and head on in before I cannot find my way back to my house. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on the next video.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.